It could be a volatile week next week for the markets.
Hopefully Santa Claus rally comes.
62% of people with salaries over $300,000 a year struggle with credit card debt.
And I'm worried about something worse than a recession.
Cue the fire. Hopefully you guys are watching this before tomorrow, because all you investors, it is time to have your bets wagered, because Santa Claus is coming to town, where you guys are going to put on that, since 1950, a whopping 1% gain. Should solve all of your problems. Well, except for living in the car. That's six-figure earner right there in the car. This is your American dream. Why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The new American dream. Find a safe parking lot. This is like legit, you guys. I'm seeing food banks. Here we go again. Lines around the building, showering off at gyms, at truck stops, where the bottom 50% can no longer afford to live and will never be able to retire, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Which, if you never retire, I'm sure you'll beat all these averages. Do you guys see this? Study of lifespan, age at retirement. If you guys retire at 55.1, I don't know. The 0.1 thing, but is that January? You get to live to 83.2. But now what I need you to see is every year you do not live life, you die. 50, you decide, I'm going to push it one more year. You die at 82, 57, 81, 58, 80. Look at this. It's literally 1 year each. It starts to move a little faster the more you keep trabajar. Trabajo 78.5, 76, 62, 74, 63. Look at all this. If you guys wait till you make it to that sweet age of 65, where you can collect retirement. Is that the age now? Is it 65? I don't know. I just build cash and don't worry about it. It solves problems. 65, you make it. You can now retire. You now get to live for 2 years. That's it. 67. And to think, your whole life, guys, you did that with everyone else. That's horrible. Always hoping, you know what, if I just work real hard, I'll be promoted to that guy. So then you can upgrade from that to over there, which at the end of the day, that actually looks a little bit better. Now, I know there are some people in the comment sections that are 0%. You guys are the 1%. Congratulations. You subscribe. Teach you where money comes from. Absolutely no one knows how to answer that question. It's just one word. Still, people are like, I don't know. And then I teach you how to make it to be that 0% or 1% that's like, Bravo, I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. What? Living in a car? It's barely surviving? But Scott, you don't understand, because this is what is currently happening right now. Breaking news, U.S. layoff set. This is a big I told you so. To surpass the Great Recession. Levels. Cause for effect, even though levels is not an effective word. On track to be the worst since the Great Depression. There you have it. What I've been preaching. I actually went back. I was on a flight. Some guy went back and he looked at my channel and I'm like, man, 8 years? That's a long time. And a video every single day, even though I don't have to. Telling you what is happening. It's the plan. You are going to be wiped out. Look, majority of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. Wall Street Journal. That's now. It's going to get worse. Let's just slide over to Wall Street Journal. The world has more billionaires than ever. So what you're saying is, yes, Bravo is right. We are in a debt-based system. The elites will own everything. You will rent. They told you how it all works out. You own nothing, and you will be happy. And then the question is, how did they become billionaires and not have to pay tax and all that? Start businesses. Own assets, trade equities. And after you accumulate all of these assets, gold, silver, diamonds, not so much diamonds, that's kind of a fraud. You then take loans against those said assets and you defer the taxes until you die. Do not want that to get confused with Roberto Kiyosaki. A lot of wisdom from that guy. He's a 50-50 in my book. 50% of the things I'm like, that's some wisdom. 50%, I'm like, that's a really bad idea. And the 50% of the things like that are bad ideas, I'm like, so what? How are you coming up with this? Roberto says goodbye to the US dollar as BRICS currency rumors go viral. That is where said BRICS is like, okay, so we're gonna have a gold backed current, whatever, it doesn't matter. No, it's good for pumping your links in the description if you want to buy someone's gold and silver, whatever. I like a good Z gold. I do not think that an imaginary word, because that's all the dollar is. It's a word. Go into a bank and you say, I want a loan in yen. I don't care. In dollar. It doesn't exist. And they will give you a loan in yen, or they will give you a loan in the dollar, which what you want to do is get $1 million in yen and then buy T-bills with it and then live off of the interest, and you don't have to work. But that train has left the station and that one's breaking, which that then means there is less dollars, there's less yen, there's less liquidity, there's less money, and you go into a recession because in a debt-based system, you need to go, hey, can I take out a loan? So I have 2 more secrets that I'm going to tell you. What happens when you pay off the loan? Do you know? What happens to money? Poof, poof, it goes away. That is how money disappears, is you just pay off the loan. The second thing is when the bank issues that loan, they may charge you 10%, 1%, 5%. I don't know. What about that $200,000? What happens to that? Ooh, go down that rabbit hole. It's still part of M2. Do they calculate it, or is it like, no, we don't have anything over here? So my apologies. When I'm talking about banks, I should be filming in a bank. How dare I? As that's breaking right now too. It's a liquidity issue. Let's talk to you about the liquidity thing. It's you need bonds and you need lending. You need debt, and that's not happening. And that creates a recession. That creates a depression. I don't care about gold. I don't care about said Z Bitcoin, which I will go over and hold on. Wait for it, because some of you guys are like, I need more charts. Please, you need to understand. The minute I put up charts, because I can see what you're doing. You're like, that's it. It's a great video. Sayonara. U.S. banks abruptly 25 with a lot of commas billion from Federal Reserve lifelines. Uh-oh. What's happening? I can tell you're going from QE to QT to QE to QT. So that really doesn't matter anyways. And the Fed doesn't even know what they're doing. The banks don't even know what they're doing. They're like, well, why don't we do this? This should stimulate the economy. It doesn't. All it stimulates is the 1% high, the 0%. You're like, to the average person, well, actually to 99.999% of people. Oh my gosh, the Fed dropped rates to 0. Okay, SOFR is at 0. Do you care? You should. Then you take out loans, yeah, right? Not a taxable, triggerable event, and you bought assets, and you just keep doing that. 0%, and the rich get richer. That's how it's designed. All the banks are like, what's happening? Do you guys not trust each other? Need to lend, but they don't, and then we do this. Just like when Trump was president last time. They didn't. We went into a recession. This was ADP, small firms. Private monthly job gains didn't look too good. I mean, a lot of things happened with that. I mean, a lot of charts resembled ADP. Well, where is we? I'll kind of even that out there. Where is we now? Oh, how bad is it? Here we go. We are currently repeating the said cycles. So it is time. Hopefully, again, you're watching this before tomorrow. You're positioning your assets. I am not talking about Bitcoin, but I will. I am talking about Z bonds. I'm talking about the debt market where everyone's like, oh, short it. It's going to 0. Can I show you what happened to the bond market the last time the Trumpster was in office? Boy, that looked amazing. Not in office. Back in office. This is currently 2025 returns in the bond market. It's weird because he was like crypto. Clearly another one of those fake and take moves as you sit right there for your entire life. And all I do is like, okay, if you're sitting there your entire life, I'm going to help you click buttons out of it. If you're like, but I'm stupid. That's why I took a student who's not stupid. He has Asperger's. It's a scooter to work. And I'm like, okay, click these buttons. I had him do 2 things. Start a business, which I think the first month about $75,000. I don't know what you're doing at work. You could be a bartender. One of our daughters is a bartender. And I'm like, do dried fruit. Sell that. That is your business, which her friend actually is like, that's a great idea. It doesn't take rocket science to do something like that. I think the box like that is about $50. Cost is probably $5. Call it a day. And if you sell 6 of those a day, what is that? $300? Plus you make $325 trading. The day before my student made $320. We're just rounding here. That's what? $700. And if you do that every day, that's over $250,000 every year. There you go. And if you're like, I don't know what business to start, I can't help you. You need to figure that one out. I already had a course on that. I'm done. Now I teach you how to click buttons on a screen. Also, if you want to learn how to do that step by step, $2.99 until it goes to $3.99. And then with all that knowledge, you can afford that $3,000 a month apartment. You got to make $108,000 a year just to afford that. Then you load up on all your knowledge of what these guys do. They say one thing, they do the other. And again, I am not bashing Trump. I just, this is what happens. Politicians seem to say one thing and maybe other things happen. So be ready for that. Well, it's already happening. My bonds are actually highly outperforming Bitcoin. Now, the next play is going to be TLT. I'm not holding my breath. And I wouldn't be holding your breath on the Bitcoin thing either. That is clearly turn indicators on, buy low, sell high. These are cycles. Now, it may be different this time. Just ask Michael Saylor. I'm going to go with his track record of his entire life. Ain't so good. From 2,600% gain. Click sell. Take profit. Now it's a 86% wipeout. Buy low, sell high. He just got stuck. He's telling you, no matter what, hold the bags. He's like, maybe we'll sell. We'll never own that dollar as they're now collecting dollars. And then how do we pay for all of these people? Okay, because we promised them a return on their investment. So now they're raising debt to then pay those people. It's also known as a Ponzi scheme. Something tells me it probably won't end well, and neither will this cycle. About a month ago, I'm like, guys, you're done. If you believe in cycles, okay, I do. I'm married. It gets really bad. Also, my apologies again. I got to leave that bar, get over here to my crypto studio. There's indicators that people use. Here's one of them: red, dead, go, green, yay. Be a bull market. Well, it's going to be different though. Bravo, I'm telling you. Ta-da! You've entered it. Yes, bravo, but how low? The last time you said you were going to tell us, and then you squirreled out on us. Well, the cost, you'll hear people talk about this. The electrical cost right now is for one Bitcoin, those things be a poppin', $71,074.59. If it goes down, it's never went below the electrical cost. So buy there. If you're like, well, with what money? I was just fired. Sorry, I told you this is what happens. And you guys are losing jobs hand over fist. And you guys want to see how bad these bankruptcies are? That's where, you lose your job. Chapter 11. 2024 wasn't a good year. 25, it's worse. So I think this chart here, it's probably going to play out for a little bit longer. You can kind of look at it. The trend is your friend until the end. I think we have to do some more years. Oh, wait, we have breaking news. We have some good news, guys. Orange guy's on.
I'm glad you brought that up. We're allowing people to deduct. So if you go out and buy a car, and this is for middle income, but for lower income, no matter what, they never really had deductions. Rich people like deductions, but middle income people were never really afforded deductions, which is very unfair. You borrow money to buy a car, you're allowed to deduct the interest from your income tax. And I think that's going to be one of the most, in terms of your industry, I think it's going to be the biggest thing that we're talking about, maybe even bigger than cafe standards. People are going to be able to borrow money, deduct it, so it's going to cost them essentially half. And it'll help. Yes, sir. I think it's going to be a tremendous factory. They've never had a chance to do that before. And that's all done. That's all in the great, big, beautiful bill.
Oh my gosh, can you guys believe that? They're giving you a little bit, you want to be like a rich person, someone who owns a business and trade equities? We'll let you write off the interest. And the crowd goes wild. What about the whole car? Because that's what the rich do. And the rich are getting this already set, go. Guys, it repeats. It's like Bitcoin cycles. Get ready. Maybe my TLT will break even. Former New York Fed repo guru Powell will announce $45 billion in purchase on Wednesday. So here we go. More debt coming in from Market Watch, because you're watching it now and not tomorrow. The Fed meeting this week will determine if investors get new all-time highs or coal for Christmas. Because of the Fed? I'll tell you, you guys, there better be a decision really quick, because if these two play out, it's going to go opposite. I think this, okay, so again, I don't know. You haven't confirmed it yet. you're starting to break out on the 30. This is when the Fed really needs to step in. Hopefully, maybe, they can control it by handling the 1 month, the 1 day. The 10-year, guys, is going to rocket ship if you break that line. 30-year, it already broke. Again, I am looking at the charts, even though, Fed's been cutting for the last year. Well, rates have been going up. That's weird, huh? Imagine that the Fed actually doesn't control money nor interest rates. Again, whatever. That is just noise. I'm giving you what's the probabilities of what's going to happen. What your job is this year. Buy assets, trade equities, take loans against those said assets. Do not trigger a taxable event. In 1955, the median, imagine if you guys were to have saved in gold, which I've been telling you for 8 years, or silver. Well, whatever. Then I told you, okay, we're going to take profit and then we're going to buy and then we're going to take profit. But that made everyone upset. So I'm like, fine, never sell your gold or silver. But wait, you can't stop there. Now you got to learn how to make more money. It's just not buy and hold. Because if you work your entire life broke, poor, strapped, and you acquire $100 million and you never spend any of it, and then you die, how'd you do? Oh, my kids are going to be great. No, they're not. That's going to destroy them. It's like soft parenting. Works 0% of the time. When you give people money like Africa or whatever, it doesn't help. Money, digits, solves problems, yes, for you. But when you're like, hey, let's enable, here, come on, everyone gets money. You just want more. They expect. 1955, the median working American made 94.3% ounce per gold a day. This is your average Joe. This is what they're wiping out. So if you ever want to measure people or worth or how much you're making or saving or whatever, you should be making the average person should be, just like always, making 400,000. And right now, only 4% is making 250. And even I have articles that people that are making 300,000 are living paycheck to paycheck. That is because your money you need lots of it because they create bonds. Always need to create more. And so that means the value of said monetary system is more. So make sure you are making $400,000 a year. That's median. 1955, where someone at 1955, your wife stayed home, you had a white house, white picket fence, you went on vacations, you didn't complain about food costs. It was good. Now it's a little bit different, where the government prints and then they tax you and you're like, what's tax? And your electric bill, do you guys see this is, I don't know where she's from. My electric bill is over $1,100. Almost none of it is for electricity. They are charging her public benefits fees. That's how it works. Let me rewind it.
For 1 month. We live in the beautiful state of Connecticut.
All right, move. And then make sure you can office expense all of that. And then buy assets low, Bitcoin, 2022. See, you guys are here. You're right here. This is called a bear flag. You guys want to see exactly where we're at today? It's part of the assets. Where you is at. Oh, look, it's the same thing. Well, actually, this is maybe a little older. That bear flag is really playing out. Everyone that's jumping up and down. Oh my gosh, look, Bitcoin's at 91,000. No, it's probably going to put in, and then this is a head shoulder break. You know where to buy it. So get ready for the banking system to collapse. It is gone. It's all gone. But again, digits go up. Turn over a new leaf this year, Bob. Stop complaining about how prices will always go up. They're always going to go up. So are you always just going to complain? Make a shat ton of money clicking buttons on a screen. It works. And with that, I love you. I will see you tomorrow.